many photos as you can right now. Okay. And then even take them when you get those, okay? Just keep taking a lot of photos right now. This is one regret I actually have in my life is there's a period of time between 15 and like 35 years old where I cannot find a picture of me. Like I can't get anything, I can't find anything. So I'm just telling you guys seriously, I would take as many photos as you can of yourself right now. Collect that data. You're gonna become somebody and you're gonna wanna go back and see who you were and where you came from. Trust me, just catalog who you are right now and know what, and if it's really bad right now, take more pictures. You know, like shit, I look like shit. You're gonna look worse later, trust me. So number one, take a lot of photos. Number two, the young people. Man, I would hang out with older people if I were you. I would not even hang around my age group. Tell my daughter Sabrina, she's in the room over there. So stand up, Sabrina, to everybody can see.
Graduating, right?
Oh, she's gonna graduate this year. Yeah, she's 15. She's graduating from high school. So. But, you know, she's going to be better off. Most of the people that she's hanging out with today, she will not know 10 or 15 years from now. 99% of them, maybe 100% of them, she will not be hanging with in the future. And we know for sure that she's not going to be a kid forever. Now, and the kids will be like, yeah, be a kid while you can. The parents seem to say this, be a kid while you can. I'm like, I wouldn't do that if I were you. I wouldn't be a kid. Like, I'm like, be an adult. Because sooner or later, you're going to have to be an adult. If you go back to the 1800s, man, kids at 8 years old were taking care of the farms. And get married. Well, that's what we're learning. That's a different history. But they got to take care of themselves, right? So, like, we're pushing everything way off right now. We just keep pushing off anybody growing up and becoming a responsible contributor to society. You know, chores make children. How many of you got children here? Chores make kids more intelligent than school makes them. That's right. But chore, you know. But I tell the people that work around us, I'm like, if I ask Sabrina to do something, don't go do it for her. Okay? I'm not asking you to do it. I'm asking her to do it because I want her to do it. So what did I ask you to do yesterday that you didn't want to do? What was it?
So many things.
I just do it just to, you know, just to give her a chore. Because if you can complete a task, man, you're going to be fine. And so I would just tell the young people, man, go hang around somebody 15 years older than you. Spend all your time with older people. You need to spend time with the kids. The kids are lost. Your friends are lost. You know they're lost. You know, like when she comes home from hanging out with people, I'll be like, hey, okay, so of the 3 people you hung around today, who's the most intelligent? Well, so-and-so is. Okay? Who's the most courageous? She'll tell me. Well, which one has the most ethics? And she'll tell me. That means she's making decisions about who the differences between these individuals. Because that is a skill that she'll have to know how to do later in business. Like when you guys are working a real estate deal, do you know the difference between an honest broker and a dishonest broker? And if you've been in our club, how many of you are in our club, in our real estate club? Okay. Well, you know, I like dishonest brokers. I fucking love them because they can be manipulated. Okay, because they lie. Because they take shortcuts. And anybody takes shortcuts can be beat in a game. So like I play backgammon. Any backgammon players here? I got a board back there and ready to warm up. But so I like people, I need to figure out who I'm playing that backgammon. If you're playing poker, who's that? Who's the player? Is he a bluffer? Is he a strong player? Is he a conservative player? Is he tight? What kind of player do you have, right? And so in real estate, you got to know who you're dealing with. And I'm just telling the kids, man, learn how to negotiate, learn how to sell, learn how to market, learn how to persist, learn how to talk to anyone about anything, learn how to get comfortable being uncomfortable all the time. I'm always uncomfortable. Like I go into a room and I don't know people, I'm telling them, like, I don't want to talk to these people, I don't want to go. I don't want to walk up to them. Like all that stuff happens to me. No matter how I make it look to you that it's easy for me to talk to people, you do not know what's going on inside of me.
So good.
Well, if you think about it, you know, we have a lot of young people, a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs. You guys, how many of y'all are business owners? Raise your hand. Okay. How many of you guys are LP in deals? Just so Grant can see. How many GPs do we have? All right. Now, when it comes to the shift into investing in multifamily, what did that look like? When did you start knowing this is the path I need to be on?
So I did 2 deals. If you've ever heard my story, I did 2 single-family homes, put renters in them. You know, I thought I was a genius. I was making $200 a unit. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get rich. And I mean, I really thought I was gonna get rich. I was making,
How old were you?
I'm 28.
Okay, that's the thing.
And I'm like, I'm gonna get rich doing this, okay? And I was selling cars in Lake Charles, Louisiana. I was making maybe $4,000 a month. And I was picking up an extra $400. I'm like, shit, this is it. And then the lady's name that rented from me, her name was Gina. Okay, it's a true story, bitch. and because she moved out, her and her sister moved out on me.
By the way, how big was it? 800 people last weekend, and he stands in front of me and he brings back that memory. No, actually, you were doing it on something else. I think I got it, but he.
Yeah, anytime I change this, anytime I, no, don't change anything, you got to remember. Anytime I do this stuff, I'm just being playful. It's just my playful way, right? If it, by the way, if it bothers you, you got guys like, man, I'm just being, like, I'm an imperfect person. I like to curse, creates an effect. I can't sing, I can't dance. Fuck you. Like, I can cuss. I'm good at cussing. Okay? Like, I have very few skills, okay? And so, and I know some of you would be like, oh yeah, but you just sound better if you wouldn't do it, okay? All right, I'd like to be taller too, but like, you know, it is what it is. And I'm an imperfect person. This is what I love about Donald Trump. And this is what I love about this election. Because it proves to you an imperfect. I mean, you cannot get more imperfect than Orange Man. Okay? I mean, an unbelievable ego. Phenomenal, like to a default bad, right? But guy won't quit, won't stop, believes in himself. Like, they tried to shoot him, try to kill him, try to evict him, try to do whatever, dude. And he's like, I'm still gonna do this. Like, unbelievable. To me, the fact that he succeeded, even if you're not voting for him or don't like him, the fact that he succeeded despite his imperfections is so encouraging to me. Because I'm like, so, Jana, I'm a weaver too. I weave. That's a big weave. So Jana moves out. I'm like, okay, there's something wrong here. And then I started studying real estate. I said, okay, there's something wrong because now it's vacant. And I'd never done that math. I did, I'm 100% occupied until she moves out, and then I'm 0. And I'm like, okay, I can't do this again. This is the terrible thing. That's why if you've ever heard me say single family homes are a bad deal, I'm just operating out of my own experience. You know, and now I'm scared. I'm scared because now I have a mortgage and insurance. You don't invest in real estate because you have leverage. You invest in real estate because you're a coward. Okay? You invest in Bitcoin because you have courage. Or gold or silver or the stock market, right? You just load up. But most people don't have courage. Like most real estate investors are very, very conservative people. They underspend. They're not highly educated. They're very practical people. They look at the prices of everything. They're not gamblers. Okay? The flippers, on the other hand, you guys tend to be degenerates. You're gamblers. You're like, I'm gonna make 40 grand on one deal. I don't think about that. I think about, I just want to make $400 a month. I just want my damn $400 a month. I just want my money. Just stay occupied. Give me $400 a month, and I'll go do another one. Give me $800 a month. Give me another one. I got $1,600 a month. I'm just going to keep this stuff. One day I'm gonna have $16,000 a month coming in, and one day I'm gonna have $1.6 million coming in every month. And I'm just gonna keep growing, and one day it's gonna be 10, I'm just boom. And then I don't care whether the real estate goes up or down in value, I still got my cash flow. So I spent 3 years in Houston, Texas, just shopping real estate on the weekends to figure out what I did wrong and studying other people. Back then, this is 40 years ago, they didn't have clubs, they didn't have mentors, they didn't have online training, they didn't have what Jan's providing you guys, like where you can go look at deals and walk deals, and I was doing this by myself. If I'd have had what you have available to you today, what all of you guys have available to you today, okay? And if I would have traded my money for that expertise and that experience, I would be worth 10 or 15 billion dollars today. I would have 150,000 units today. But I didn't know. I mean, and we didn't have it available, right? So
Well, thank you for doing that for all of us.
yeah. And so the next thing I looked at when I started studying these people, I mean, I spent thousands of hours studying people. I didn't pay anything for it, but it still cost me something. I would rather just pay the money and learn it. Like, what do I need to learn first? Because I'm just like trying to pull in information, right? And then what I discovered was the scaling thing, that the Sam Zells of the world and the Donald Brenns and the Fred Trumps of the world, they had scale. They all had scale. They had lots of units so they could weather the problems.
I think one of the most impactful, it was I lose count of the real estate summits that we've been to. I think we've been to every single one, and my husband comes when he can. And the biggest aha was, big single crowd. Oh, I've got this portfolio of single family homes, and your typical reaction is sell the trash.
I mean, it's
No offense.
yeah, it's a problem, right? I mean, if you just do the math on the deal, if you do one deal and then move out, you're 100% of it. That's a liability. You have a complete liability, property taxes, maintenance, tax, everything, dude. It's a nightmare. Now, this is what the government's been convincing people to do for years, by the way. And I'm telling you, if the government's involved in something, at least up to this point, the government's involved in it, they are running a scam on the people. Everywhere they go, the people are getting trapped. College debt, IRAs, 401ks, it's all a trap, folks. This is not independence, okay? Warren Buffett is not buying mutual funds. He's taking major positions in companies. Elon Musk doesn't own homes. So this is not how you create wealth. You create wealth investing, not buying something. And so, what was the question?
Well, you're typically like, we all think we've done something, but then you start thinking about, I can do one close.
Yeah.
And close on 100, or was it 100 close?
Yeah, so when I started doing the two houses, right, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go buy another house, that's 3 houses. I'm gonna buy another house, that's 4 houses. I gotta do a closing every time. I gotta go, hey, dude, I can do 40 units, have one closing. Okay, and then I was like, boom. Okay, my next deal was 48 units, one close, one title, one due diligence, one roof check, one property, one financial statement. I'm like, oh, 48 units. I'm gonna go do another 48. Now I'm at 96. When I started doing the math and realized that nobody was buying one house at a time, trying to scale this. And then I watched my uncle, he was a flipper. I'm not a flipper. He was a Section 8 guy. He had 40 or 50 homes in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Nobody really knew how many he had because over there, they don't tell you anything. Nobody will tell you what they're doing. Everything's a fucking secret. Right? I ain't telling you nothing. I'm doing shit, but I ain't telling you what I'm doing. And I'm like, man, I'm trying to learn, right? So he had 40 or 50 Section 8 homes. He owned them for, 40 or 50 years. And they go pick up the rents. Well, my third real estate deal was 48 units. I bought in one day more units than this guy had accumulated in 40 or 50 years.
Wow.
Now, because I'm like, I didn't understand abundance, somebody came along and offered me $3 million of profit and I took it. I shouldn't have sold it, but it was the most money I'd ever made in my whole life. It was a mistake to sell that. I should still own that asset today. I would now own that asset for 30 years and I would have got my money back. I don't know. It's just big. So that's what I learned. Like you need numbers, man. The most important number in real estate, the most important single number in real estate is not the NOI or the IRR. It is the number of units under management. If you can scale number of units, that's going to be the most important thing.
And when you think about now paying it, we get to learn off of all of the, choices and the years, 30 years. And so why the club, why the conferences, why are you sharing information? Thank you, by the way, again and again. You are my mentor and it has been, and when I learned this, I'm like, we are literally buying businesses at Cash Flow Day One. It just, all of a sudden it makes sense. And so why are you helping us?
Well, because I want to help, man. My dad died when I was 10 years old and nobody was there to help me. It just killed me every day, every day. The first probably 18 months after my dad died, every day I'm praying, please let this be a dream. Okay, please bring my dad back. Please bring my dad back. This has got to be a dream. This did not happen. Okay, I'm 11 years old. Look, this did not happen. Where's my dad? And then one day you're like, yeah, he ain't coming back. And then it's like, who's going to be my dad? Because I was 11. Right? Who's my dad? Like, a dad's matter. And who's going to teach me how to fish and hunt? Who's going to teach me how to fix a car? Who's going to teach me how to be a man? And I'm thinking one of my uncles is going to show up and help me, and they did, because they got their own families, their own problems, and they're doing their own thing, and they forget about me. I'm just the nephew, right? And, you look for your daddy long enough, you'll find one. And so the local drug dealer found him. And he's like, I'll be your daddy. And so that was 10 years of basically destroying my life on a daily basis. And meeting the wrong people and doing the wrong things and making a lot of bad decisions. And at 25, I quit all that. But I promised myself when I went to treatment center, I said, man, I'm going to clean myself up. I'm going to get successful. I'm going to prove that I'm never, ever making these mistakes again. And if I do, I'm going to help other people. And so, I thought then I was going to help other people not get involved in drugs. And so that's what I did every day. Every day I was either working, trying to make myself a better salesperson at the car dealerships that I work in, or I was in one of these drug addict meetings helping other people get off of drugs. So I was going to a hospital or to a school and literally spent hundreds and hundreds of days talking to kids about don't use drugs. I like helping people. I think it is a natural, organic thing. Every human being has in common. Somebody drops something, somebody falls, somebody has a problem, somebody's doing the wrong thing. How many of you just want to step in and say, hey, don't do that? Mm-hmm. I think we all have that. And so I get a lot from helping other people. As I teach, I learn more. I become a master at what I understand. When I'm showing it to somebody else, I start reinforcing and seeing the problems even with my own teaching. And I'm the biggest beneficiary of helping people. I don't really think helping you is a gift to you. I know it made me who I am. And then it opens me up to this audience. Like I wouldn't know her if I wouldn't have done that conference. Okay, you've invested in our deals. How many deals you have?
We're in two, our first two LPs.
I got 51 deals and she's only in 2 of them. But I'm here on her stage with meeting some new people. The other reason I help people is this: that girl over there, that 15-year-old girl over there, right? If I can help enough of you guys in the room when I'm not here one day, and there will be a day when I'm not here. If I help you enough, maybe 15 or 20 years from now, or 25 years from now, and she's in your city, she comes to Dallas or Addison or where are we at right now? Where's this? Frisco? She's over in Frisco and she's hanging out with some bad people or something. Maybe you guys, if you're in good enough shape, you can grab her and help her because I helped you. Maybe.
You keep pushing us into bigger deals. It's never the thing that you always tell me when I pitch, and that's, I appreciate the friction. You've destroyed me, and I keep it up. I keep it up. So, and I appreciate it. I mean, they have stopped us. You have stopped us from doing two bad deals. I don't say it very often, but we were already we got our offer accepted, and y'all were like, you're overpaying for that. And we had to go back to them and say, we're out. And we would have had that deal. And so sometimes it's the deals we don't do. We're here, of course, in this Dallas market. You're looking in Dallas. And so the big question is, do you see yourself coming to Dallas?
100%. We've been trying to buy Dallas for 4 years.
What's it gonna take?
Sabrina, grab me a bottle of water. Sabrina, you want a bottle of water? Is that okay? No, let Sabrina go. Everybody wants a juice here for the kids? So, thank you, man. I appreciate it. But, dude, this is going to be a supermarket. I mean, this is going to be a top 10 city in the country. If it's not already, it's going to be a boom city. Dallas, Texas will be a futuristic city. You're not going to even recognize it. Location's right. People are coming in here. It's not too far south. I mean, it's just perfect. It's going to be so we've been trying to buy here for 4 years. The thing that you guys don't see me doing, you see all the stuff I buy, you don't see all the stuff I don't buy. The discipline is sick. Like, there was a characteristic I have that is, but nobody's ever going to give me credit for it. You're never going to give somebody credit for not doing something. But I am extremely disciplined to a default. It's a problem, okay? Because you can't make money on a deal you don't own. It's impossible. But you can go down. There are going to be some people go down in the cycle where it hadn't even happened in full bloom yet. So, and I don't wish that on anybody. I hope nobody ever goes down. I hate seeing even the worst person go down, but because I always think, shit, that could be you, bro. And these cycles can get nasty. You know, they can, because they last. You don't know when they're going to end. Who went through 2008? You made it.
Yeah.
But when that shit was going off, you were like, oh my God. Because you don't know how long it's going to last. And that's the problem. But we do know, if you've been around long enough, you do know they always. So when am I going to buy Dallas? I'm going to buy Dallas when I understand the market. The market. You have to understand the market. You're not buying Dallas. You're buying little pockets in Dallas. If you're buying Dallas, you know.
Yeah, we have 38 cities here.
Yeah, dude, and 35 of them aren't any good.
We try to get that by him, by the way. We're like, A minus, he's not that anymore. I mean, no, that's it.
Yeah, like there's little places that aren't any good, and then you got to ask, is it going to be good 10 years from now? And you're flat, so you just keep moving out. So it's complicated, right? So where are the jobs going? Where's the support going? The Cowboys aren't going anyplace. You know, I mean, they're not going to win anything either. One day, maybe, but y'all don't like that. Y'all like the Cowboys, huh? Okay. Huh?
Go Chiefs.
Yeah, so.
And you want to scale. I think that's my biggest takeaway from you too, is you
Yeah.
don't want to own one thing. You want to own the block.
Yeah, on the block, man.
I mean,
On the
that's
great
true.
neighborhood.
You guys literally own 4 or 5 deals down the
I
street.
should have done that from the beginning, and I got talked out of it. The guy that I bought most of our real estate from taught me how to concentration. He says, you don't want too much here. And I'm like, oh, okay. So he didn't want too much in one market. He doesn't even own real estate, by the way.
Oh, no.
He's a broker. No offense if you're a broker, but brokers are not investors. They're sellers. So I took advice from a seller. There's like, don't have too much in one pocket in one little thing. It was the biggest mistake I made. Once you find a good pocket, buy everything you can there and just start linking them up, name them the same thing. So every 3 or 4 or 5 blocks, they see your name. Okay, because that's going to be more valuable in the future to build.
Hotels do this.
Hotels do it. Starbucks does it. Wells Fargo does it. Bank of America does it. Every great company does it. Huh?
Trump did it.
Trump? Yeah, Trump did it. I mean, Trump's the reason I bought a plane and put my name on it. You know, Trump had his plane at LaGuardia, and he didn't keep it under a hanger. You guys know the story?
No.
He kept it outside. I'm like, well, shit, man. Sunshine's beating it up. He's gonna have to paint it. He's like, it's free advertising. All day long. Everybody that flies in, Trump. He's like, shit, one day I'll be president. Twice.
Well, I don't know if I'm a slow learner, but why would somebody like me even keep rejoining the club? I think the club for me is me just jumping in and then learning. I was a slow learner. I had to figure it out for a year. We started getting into deals. Just told you backstage, we have a 2-pack that we're under contract. So that's deal 11 and 12 in 2 years.
Wow.
You need to be part of our deal, and we would have easily done it, like, come on, Brandy, but
Like, she paid 20, 30,000 bucks, whatever, traveling.
again and again.
Yeah, so let's say she paid a couple $100,000 to be in this club, right? I know it seems ridiculous. Because if you were brought up the way I did, that seems stupid. Because you don't belong to any clubs. You're not in a country club, you're not in a ladies club, you're not in a club, you're not in anything. You're by yourself. You go home at night and sit with your kids and a TV show and think that you're gonna get rich. You're not gonna get rich, you're gonna stay exactly where you are right now. Okay? So I joined a club this year. It was $1 million to join this club. $1 million to join this new club that's not even finished. Okay? I was in Mar-a-Lago and at the Trump thing, Steve Witkoff, that's sitting at the table with Trump, comes over to me and knows me because I joined his club. I don't know Steve. Steve knows me. Was it worth $1 million?
Absolutely.
100%, dude. I might end up being housing, Department of Housing or something. That job only pays $249,000.
He already knows.
But I could be like an ambassador, the ambassador of Spain. Shit, cool, man. You don't have to call me ambassador. No more Uncle G, ambassador G. But anyway, you guys, I know many of you in the room, like you were brought up conservative. You were brought up to save your money. How many of you were brought up like this? Save your money, 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 save your money. Okay, how many of you were brought up?
Pay everything off.
Pay everything off. How many of you were brought up? A penny saved is a penny. Oh, yeah, you know it too. Save for a. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's so stupid, dude. Your parents did not understand inflation. You cannot save money. It is impossible.
Yeah.
The US dollar that you hold on to is the worst investment that you have. The money you have an IRA account, 401k, a money market, a CD. I know you guys don't want to hear this. Most of you guys in the room, you don't want to hear it. You're like, man, I'm saving money. I'm doing exactly what my parents told me to do. They were wrong. They were indoctrinated by banks. Banks, Wall Street, the education system, and the food system, okay? And the IRS are all hooked in together. And when the government's involved, the people are sick. You're sick because of your refrigerators. You're sick because of your bank account. You're sick because you listen to them. Your kids are getting sick because they get educated by this bullshit. And I'm not talking about the new bullshit they're bringing in. I'm talking about the fact they don't even teach people how to invest in high school. Like there's no class on investing. What do the kids learn? Home ec? Woodworking? Okay. What else are they learning today? I mean, history, which is mostly math.
False history, yeah.
So anyway, my point is like, you guys have to get into a new club, man. You have to get into a new club. You buy your way in. You literally say, here's money. I'm trading money to be next to this information. You have to make, going into 2025, this is the perfect time to do this. We're in a massive correction. It hasn't happened yet. I keep saying it's a massive correction. It hasn't happened yet, but when it happens, this door is going to be so wide open. And the only people that walk through it will be people that are networked. They have a network around them. They will not be single by themselves people. Real estate deals are not done by yourself. They're done with a group of people. You need a team. And they're going to be done with people that have confidence. If you don't have confidence, you're not going to be on the list. If you don't have a network, you're not going to be on the list. And even if you're on the list, if you don't have confidence, you want it to do.
Well, I literally see it.
And just so you guys understand, I'm sorry to interrupt her, but what's going to happen is somebody's going to come in from the outside and buy Dallas, and you're going to watch it. It's always an outsider that comes into a market. Outsiders make markets because the locals can't see shit. Because you guys are stuck in your rearview mirror. Could have bought that. And they're walking in saying, oh, I'm going to buy that. Because they're looking in the windshield that's 6 feet wide, not the rearview mirror that's 6 inches. You're looking backwards, what you could have done, should have done, but didn't do. And you're not looking into the future. And that's why you need a network of people around you so that you guys can buy bigger deals, by the way. This table right here can buy a bigger deal with 2, 4, 6, 7 people. 7 people can own a bigger deal than one person can buy by themselves, and they're going to be a bigger score. Now, if I put the whole room together and I got 700 people buying a deal, you're buying a portfolio now. You can buy billions of dollars of real estate. But unfortunately, a lot of you guys wanted, like, I want to do this deal by myself. You ain't doing shit by yourself. If you could have done something by yourself, you'd have already done it. Okay? I have $5 billion worth of real estate today under my control. I haven't done it by myself. Nobody cares that I haven't done it by myself. I've raised 2 beautiful kids. I didn't do that by myself. Okay? We got a great company. A company will do, I don't know, $700 million this year. I didn't do that by myself. You don't need to do it by yourself. You need to do it with a team. You know, and if those of you that were taught save your money, you were probably also taught partners are bad. How many were taught that? Partners are trouble, it's a problem, shit's gonna be a lawsuit, right? Because your parents didn't know anything about partnerships. They probably also taught you not to get investors. Don't get money don't even talk to the family about money. How many were taught this? Don't talk to strangers and don't do business with them. Well, who are you going to talk to? You can't talk to the people you know, and you can't talk to the people you don't know. And then you wonder, hey, you're making $125,000. You and your wife are making $125,000, maybe $300,000 a year. And you're like, I can't get ahead. Yeah, you can't. You're not going to get ahead like that either. It's impossible.
Well, I think about the club, and that's, again, why we're all here, because of you, number one.
Because of you. You did this. I didn't do it. You can't make it. I didn't do this.
You guys, like, raise your hand if you're partners, if you're in one of our properties, if you, like, this is unbelievable, back to the team sport. How many of you guys have invested in mentorship somehow, some way? I mean, this is proof of concept, exactly what he's saying.
And you guys that have not invested, you're paying anyway. Just so you know, you're paying not to be there. You're paying not to have the information. You're paying millions not to have the confidence. You're going to miss one deal. You're going to miss one deal in your lifetime that's going to change your whole life. And that one deal could have changed your life. And that's what you're going for when you're like, when I paid the $1 million for that club, I don't think we could golf there. And you played tennis there once or twice. And you're like, oh yeah, if I had $1 million, I'd do that too. Yeah, but you don't understand, dude. Nobody wants to write a check for $1 million. It wasn't even tax deductible. Nobody wants to do that. You guys understand that, right? Nobody ever wants to pay money. No matter how much money you have, you're like, I don't want to put $1 million down there. I can do it with this. I can do it with that. Like, you're managing. So whether you're down to your last 10,000, if you're down to your last 40,000 bucks, let's say you had 40 grand and that's all you have, and you're like, do I save my money or do I invest it? I would invest all of it and be broke, because you're already broke. Your 40 grand cannot even see you through a real emergency. You're already broke. Admit you're broke. Make it official to the universe. We are broke. And quit looking at that 40 grand like you have some money, because you don't have any money. This is bullshit. That money is bullshit. It is not real. It's not true. It has no real value. It says in God we trust. God has nothing to do with that piece of paper. The bank it sits in has more unrealized losses than in history of banking. We have more banks with more unrealized losses sitting on their books right now, okay, than we've ever had in the history of banking. So you think your money's safe, but it's not. It's sitting in an institution that tricked you into believing they're safe. So where the real safety is, if you look at the insurance companies, the New York Life, the Prudentials, the MetLife, the State Farms, the Allstates, tremendous amounts of reserves. Nobody even knows what they have their money in. Most of their assets invested are in the apartments that we're buying. And when you do enough of this homework and study, you're like, oh, I'd rather have my money out of Bank of America and have it into this real estate investment. So you just got to do enough research until you have enough confidence about the network of people that you're around. And you're probably going to join a bunch of clubs. You've been coming 3 years now, 3 or 4 years, right?
Absolutely. And I mean, it's almost like a master's class, right? You're getting a master's degree. You're not going to find any multifamily class in any college. So it's almost, we pay for education in other forms. And so that's what I see. I'm like, this is a hyper focus on multifamily, and we will always be part of this community because you continue to push us. No matter how much we do, there's always another one.
And the marketplace is always changing too, right? Like the marketplace, when you're looking at deals, like cap rates are changing, interest rates are changing, rents are changing.
You said 2 years ago, you're saying something different now.
Yeah, like I'm like, okay, that didn't happen, or we didn't think rates were going to go up. They did. Now what are you going to do? Like the marketplace changes. So it's not like you're going to go to a class and get to class. This isn't a cooking class. You know, once you know how to make cookies, you just make them, right? This is about you're buying something that can change your life. There is no education you guys can do that's going to be more hard than what you invest in. Let's say you wanted to invest in Bitcoin. They say you need to spend somewhere between 200 and 1,000 hours to actually understand Bitcoin. And once you do, they say, I got a meeting with Mike Saylor on Wednesday for 4 hours. This coming Wednesday, right? So one, I got to get in the room. How do I get in the room? How do I get time? The guy's worth, I don't know, what's Mike worth, Jared?
8 million.
Huh?
8 or 9 million.
No, look it up. He's one of the largest Bitcoin owners in the world. I mean, he's probably worth 40 or 50 billion dollars. Maybe more than that, maybe a couple hundred billion. But no, that's wrong. Well, I mean, it's not right. Like, he took all the cash off his MicroStrategy's balance sheet and put it in Bitcoin. So anyway, my point is, what are you going to do, man? What are you guys going to do? You're going to keep operating on your limited knowledge or your wrong ideas? Mark Twain said, it's not the things you don't know that are going to hurt you. It's the things that you do know that aren't true that are going to hurt you.
Well, I'm just gonna be real. I mean, I'm here because we're showing success. We are a product of the club, and we would love all of you guys, if you're not in the club, to be in the club. We invite you to be in the club. I want more partners. Sean wants more partners. We all want more partners because this is a team sport. I mean, it's a game. Right? This is a game. We're buying businesses. We're not all having to do the same thing. We're learning the plays from the best of the best. So we want to invite you, I do, to be in the club and join us with it. We want to expedite.
And this was my goal. My goal, look, if I want to buy 150,000 units, there's a couple ways I do that. I go try to do it by myself. It's impossible. Okay, so I need an investor. One way is I can get all the investors, okay? And all I would do is spend 100% of my time on just getting investors to get to 150,000. So I've done the math. I know how many people I need to hit, talk to, get known by, to raise the money to buy 150,000. What may be the largest apartment owner in the country. Another way to do it is to help other people start collecting their portfolio. So I have my 15,000. She's got 10,000. Somebody over here's got 10 or 15,000. Boom, we could buy them all, put them all together. And now we got 45,000 units. Right? Like, I don't care who I buy them from. You guys understand that? I don't care if it's Blackstone or Jana.
Then what happens?
And then if you can collect enough assets, then you start having other opportunities presented to you. you know, that are explosive, right? Where you're like, okay, let's say a piece of technology comes out where they figure out a way to create, I don't know, electricity or I don't know. There's going to be something, dude. Whoever owns the property makes the rules. And there's a lot of little things that are going to happen in the future. In the future, your rents won't go up. What will happen is rents will be $2,000 and we will quit raising rents. But what will happen is, you'll start being able to charge more for other fees. You're already seeing it on properties now. You want to use the pool, it's going to be another $45 a month. You want to have a dog, it's going to be another 75. Whatever, right? It's going to be other things. Things will inflate around the fringes. And the number of units, if you take 15,000 units and you raise the rents $10 for anything, I mean, you're talking about, I think it's $38 million every time I do it. Every $10 is like 38 million. Well, if I have 150,000, just do the math. 150,000 units at $10 times 12, what is that? It's a lot of damn money.
18.
No,
It's 18 million a year, 1.5.
18 million a year? And let's say, yes, $360 million. It's a third of $1 billion. Every $10 on 150,000 units, it's a third of $1 billion. So I just got to figure out a creative way where I net the rents $10. And every time I do that, I do a third of $1 billion. But let's do this now. Let's say I can figure out how to take this big portfolio and take it from being a real asset and turning it into a piece of paper called Cardone REIT. And people that are retiring, this could happen 5 or 10 years from now, right? People that are retiring and dependent upon Social Security and Medicare that are broken and underfunded would now be able to invest in this and get a 3% dividend. Because dividends, cash flow is going to become more and more and harder and more difficult to get. Now, if you take that same $18 million and divide it by 0.03, because it's a piece of paper now, it's 600 million. Every time I do $10, but every time I do 100, it's 6 billion. Every time I do 1,000, it's 60 billion. And rents are going to go up $1,000, folks. So when I was growing up, the rents were $275. What are they in dollars right now? 2,200, 2,100, 1,900? Is that about right?
Yeah.
They're going to keep going up.
Well,
Housing's unaffordable. You're never going to make it affordable housing in America. There's never going to be affordable housing. Anybody who talks to you about affordable housing doesn't even understand affordable housing. Okay, Kamala wanted to build 3 million homes. It would have cost $10 trillion to build 3 million homes. And she would never do it. You could never do it. You couldn't do it in 4 years.
and all the vacancies in the apartments, right? You talk about that?
Yeah, you already have, there's no shortage of housing in America, by the way. I can show you entire vacant, 80% occupied buildings right here in this town where you could get, if you really had an I don't have a housing issue, you can use the available occupancy to fill that up. So
I know you're going to be doing a wealth con. We would have had it, but we had a storm come through.
yeah,
So not only are you helping people build their multifamily portfolios, you're giving an opportunity to invest in Cardone Capital, and now you're taking this to another level of wealth. I don't even know that I deserve to be in a room, but I'm excited to go. What's that going to be like?
so we're doing, what are the dates, Chair? 18th, 19th?
Yeah.
So next week, 18th, 19th in Miami.
17, 18.
17, 18, we're doing a thing called our wealth conference. I've been wanting to do this for 2 or 3 years. And we're bringing people in from Wall Street, from insurance companies, from bank and financing, from how to transition your assets. The reason I do these big events is because if the event's big enough, I can get the right people to come and sit on the stage with me. So the first thing, when I call a guy like Barry Sterling, hey Barry, or let's say Bill Ackman, okay? You guys see all that stuff I do on X? You're like, why is that guy doing all that stuff on X? Because I'm not doing it for you to see. I'm doing it for the right people to see You know, I'm making plays, man, trust me. So, you know, if I can get enough activity on something, a Bill Ackman, who's worth 5 billion will see it, or Barry Stern, like a Starwood will see it. They're not gonna comment on it, well, they'll see it, and then I start raising my attention with those guys, okay? And then the next thing you know, I'm doing this conference, and there's gonna be 1,000 people there, we're just talking about wealth, and I call Bill Ackman or hit him in the DMs or send him a letter and say, I got this big event, Bill, would you come talk about it? Bill said no, but Bob Duggan said yes. Bob's worth $16 billion. He took a company public. I want Bob there because I want to know how to go public. So basically what I do is I do these large events. We spend a bunch of money on them. We bring people there. It's not for you. The event was not for you. Okay, the event was for me. I just to be completely transparent. I spent the money to get that one guy in the room because that one guy can change my life. And if you got $16 billion, you still can't buy an audience. You can't. So, and people still want to be relevant. Look at Mark Cuban. The guy's dying to be relevant. He's crossing over to the other side to be relevant. Often. So I'm just saying people that have done a bunch of life still want to have an audience to talk to that about it. And so that's why we do those events. Now, the good news is you guys get to come for, you know, about a couple $1,000 to an event that I spent $2 million on. To listen to 2 days of people talk about wealth preservation, how to pass it on to the next generation, what the wealthy are doing behind the scenes, because they're not going to tell you, folks. Bill Ackman is not going to call and tell you what him and his family are doing. But if I can get him on a room and have him on stage, he's going to tell us what they're doing behind the scenes. And I'll get it out of him. If you've ever been to anybody, like I interview people, like I slip in there and get some good stuff. and I'm not doing just about anything. It's always about finance, about wealth, about how to create wealth. And in this case, at a wealth conference, how do I grab some wealth and share it with my kids, pass it on, and avoid the evil Internal Revenue Service.
We haven't even talked about taxes, about multifamily, that's tomorrow. But I just, any final thoughts for the audience today? Has this not been amazing? Final thoughts?
Yeah, just, you know, you guys have to get clear. First thing I always say about anything is you have to make a commitment. Nothing happens without a commitment. And I know that sounds simple and like just, okay, yeah, I got it. Yeah, but you don't got it because to make a commitment means you've got to quit doing other stuff. And when I got out of the treatment center for drug addiction, the thing that kept me off the drugs was not the meetings. It was the things I didn't do anymore. I just made a list of stuff I was not going to do anymore. So you guys, if you guys want to make a commitment, if you want to build a $10 million real estate portfolio, 10 million, a lot. I can do one deal, 10 million. Everybody in this room could do one deal, 10 million bucks. Your first deal could easily be 10 million. And there's no reason to do a deal smaller than 10 million bucks.
And I don't know that I believe that, but it's a belief, Lynn.
Yeah, and I just keep telling you, no, you can't. What's the last size deal you did?
Well, we were in that 2-pack for 42 million.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. One day she's going to look at these $42 million deals and not even do it. She's going to be like, this is a waste of time. I'm telling you. But she don't know what she don't know. Okay? When you were riding a bicycle as a kid, and I'm telling you, bro, you're going to pop wheelies. You're going to jump off of mountaintops. Okay? Like you're going to be going, you're like, what are you talking about, dude? I can't even stay. You know, I need training wheels. So you don't know what you don't know. And I mean, you're just limited to what you think you can pick up. It's the lid. It's literally like, I can't pop out of that. Okay? And then the other problem is you're satisfied. You're like, man, if I had $10 million worth of real estate, I would be happy. So you think that there's a number, but there's not. And so number one, I would just tell you, you're going to have to make a commitment. A commitment involves you saying, I'm going to sell my house. So you guys are not committed because you have a house. I ain't getting rid of my house. Okay, good. You're committed. You're more committed to your home. That's not an investment. No matter how many times you tell me it's an investment, you're wrong. Because, and I know you're wrong because you pay it every month. And if that house pays you every month, then you can start convincing me it's an investment. But if you're living there and you're paying to live there, that is not an investment, that is a consumption item, period. Your refrigerator is not an investment, okay? It is a refrigerator that you need to keep your food from spoiling. So you got to make a decision what you're not going to do, right? You're not going to have 401ks, IRAs, and Roths and SEPs. If you believe in real estate, you're not going to do that. You're not going to be Fidelity's little bitch. Okay? Fidelity has $14 trillion under management. Nobody ever even talks about it. They get a 1.5% fee on $14 trillion a year. Do you understand if your account, you have $200,000 in your account, that could have bought $800,000 worth of real estate. That $200,000 invested in a mutual fund or in a series of funds at Fidelity, let's say it's 200 grand. You're probably invested 50 different stocks, $4,000 each. 93% of the stocks you're invested in are losers. In fact, they won't even exist in the future. Okay, you're not heavily weighted in the ones that are winners. If you ask Fidelity, hey, take it out, I don't want to be in 50 different stocks, I want to be in 5, they'd be like, no, we don't want to do that. You know why they don't want to do that? Because they don't want you to lose money, which means you'll never make money. Okay, because every time they print money, every single time they print, if they print 10, let's say even 5% of the money supply is printed tomorrow, you have to earn about 12% in the S&P 500 to keep up with the print. So you're really just going backwards, even though your fund says, oh, you're up 12%. No, you're not up 12% because you ain't got the money, number one. The numbers are made up bullshit. They're attached to bullshit. Can't touch them, can't feel them, can't live in it, you can't do anything with it. In fact, the only way you can do anything with it is to sell it, at which point you pay taxes. And if you don't sell it, at 72, they're gonna force you to sell it so the IRS can bang you every single year. Enforced taxes on an asset that was yours and went up in value. You could own that real estate, never tap it, never touch it, never be taxed on it, and just live off the cash flow for hundreds of years, not even just one lifetime, passing on to your kids. So my point is, if you're going to commit, you guys got to look at these other things that you're fooling around with, that you're amateurs with, and become a professional at one thing. Join your club. Join your club. Join my club. Join both of them. Get as much information as you can from as many different sources as you can. From people that are actually doing stuff, though. Don't go listen to everybody on the podcast. You know, if you're a flipper, quit flipping. Okay? This is not a flipper's job. This is not, you can't flip part of the time and buy all the time and own the asset. So anyway, I would just tell you, like, get around people that are doing something, so because it'll rub off on you. Just like, you know, if you were inspired by Donald Trump, let me just hear it to next.
Next.
If you hate Donald Trump, let me hear it to next. You're gonna hate him for 4 years. Okay? But and I don't care that you hate him. To me, it doesn't matter. Like, to me, I don't care if you're a Republican or Democrat. Let's invest money together. Amen. Let's feed ourselves together. And I think that Democrat or Republican, let's not depend on Social Security and Medicare. And there's no asset class on this planet that will take care of you and your family the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, particularly when you start scaling out to the year 2000, what are we at, 2050, man, Social Security, what are we, 2030, 54. 30 years from now, Social Security and Medicare will not be able to support your family. No matter how many times they tell you it will, your taxes could be 70% by the time we get there. Everybody will probably be on some kind of universal income. Like you cannot fix this. So what do you do if you can't fix it? You find an asset class that will protect you and that will benefit from what the government has to do. And that's what Jared's inviting you to do. Join our club, get involved, okay? Get close to us. You're not going to regret it, I promise. Anybody, by the way, that wants to take advantage of that today, I'll invite you to our WealthCon for free. I'll give you it's a $5,000 seat. You can buy it on my website for $5 grand. I'll give it to you for everybody that wants to make a decision today to join the club.
That's all.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.